I mean, I don't know how to explain. Like, men are very emotional over women.
But the moment you show weakness, the moment you act like an emotional bitch, she gonna go away.
I think men treat their emotional sanctity the way a lot of women treat their sexual sanctity. Meaning, if a woman has sex too fast, oftentimes they can feel cheapened. If a man reveals his emotions too fast, oftentimes he'll feel like he cheapened himself.
Feelings can be complicated, stupid, powerful, and various other things. In that ABA and Preach clip, ABA makes a fantastic comparison with a woman's sexual sanctity and a man's emotional sanctity. 'Cause most women don't want to give the box up too quickly because they don't want to be labeled promiscuous, and they don't want to feel shitty about themselves if they give it up too quickly. Brah, if you're a dude and you tried being emotionally vulnerable to a chick and she shitted on your feelings, with no regard for your mental well-being whatsoever, nigga, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just keep moving forward, my guy.
Oh my, and I wanna know why the video started with the 4 niggas looking fruity, and then Odell jumped in, and now these niggas have choreographed fucking dance moves.
An album.
What the fuck are y'all saying?
Okay, let's go. It was about the Joe Budden only cares about the forwarding of the culture.
You're right, it's true.
You're right, about the podcast. I care about rap.
You're right. It's
Shut the fuck up and be wrong.
So when you add that to 100, it's 300.
No, you can yell.
He was singing on the Royce record before he started rapping.
I'm not asking you something. I'm telling you.
Fucking be like, nothing about this record is as hard or dope as the fucking I'm sitting here talking about the intensity of a nigga's bars. Y'all argue me down for 2 hours. Then you're not in the fucking fucking.
Okay, that's not what you said.
That's not what you said. 2 niggas get.
That's not.
Rage is explosive, which means that it cannot be easily steered once it blows. Rage develops when a person feels that his power is thwarted or frustrated. Rage works by short-circuiting the experience of shame, that is, the feeling of being inferior, or not enough, or not good enough. Joe Budden has experienced some shameful events throughout his life, examples being him and his old friends getting supposedly fucked over by Spotify, people joking about his rap career, and his choice of outfits. Everybody makes jokes and laughs, but that shit can get annoying. Testosterone is one powerful motherfucker, man. If a man feels he is being treated shamefully by another man, his testosterone boost may get the better of him in a certain situation, which may be bad. But sometimes dudes need to be checked for a multitude of reasons, and by being checked, a man may understand the value of getting humbled. But there must be a balance, because nobody wants to get humbled all the fucking time, and no one wants to be around an overly prideful dude all fucking day.
Joe asked Spotify for $250 million.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Is this a reliable grapevine?
This is a reliable grapevine that he asked Spotify for $250 million. So everybody in the comments, shut the fuck up. This goofy out here talking about $250 million.
Andy Schultz. The people that you,
and Andy don't have a
the people, the platforms you're on, you and little fucking man with the fucking blurry shirt. I'm talking. I hate that nigga shirt. A nigga with that shirt on should not be allowed to speak on culture. Hey, I am speaking to It don't matter. It don't see the shirt. It don't know. It's a bunch of dots. It's a bunch of fucking dots on fucking Indian man. Hey, Andy, I'm speaking to the owners of the platforms that you're on. Shut the fuck up.
Joe has acknowledged his anger and emotions in his podcasts. He expresses how being raised by a single mom may make a man more prone to being emotional compared to a dude who was raised by both of their parents. In contrast, Jordan Peterson expresses how some females desire aggressive men due to a multitude of reasons.
Okay, but you don't understand at all, or you don't see a correlation at all between a man not having a father, being raised by his mom only, being more emotional than a man with both parents?
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible.
You don't think that it's more likely than not?
Let me word it just a bit different. Still having those emotions, but being able to control them differently by having a man to teach you how to channel man emotions.
It's exactly what Method Man said about me that I came in here a few months ago and said. He said, if my dad was there, then I might have handled it differently. But because I was raised by my mom, I was in touch with the emotion of it. And we're all emotional. You're right. But
naturally, yes.
But I guess the point is, how do you go about, how do you handle that?
Right. How do you handle your emotions? Because we're all emotional. Absolutely.
Yeah. But the basic plot is that the woman encounters this mysterious and aggressive male and tames him. That's the female hero myth, as far as I can tell. It's Beauty and the Beast. And so it's because, well, there's no fun in taming someone who's already tame. And what makes you think you really want someone who's tame anyways? There's no interest in that. Plus, when chaos manifests itself, what makes you think that someone tame is going to be good for anything? And it's a real question. And so that aggression is absolutely vital. It's absolutely necessary. But because it's incredibly dangerous, which of course it is, it has to be civilized. And so what happens is that the archetypal female in these pornographic romances seduces and tames the aggressive male. And that's her encounter with chaos.
Rage is very powerful, man, very powerful. Many men don't consider themselves to be emotional because most of them correlate the word emotional with being a soft beta cuck bitch, even though rage is an emotion. If we take this into consideration, lots of dudes can be labeled as emotional. It is this way because aggression can be categorized as a respectable emotion or trait dudes should have, so lots of people don't view rage as a bitch trait. Despite this, a lot of you hotheads need some type of guidance to control your anger or some type of healthy outlet to express your anger. Joe Budden knows he has problems with his aggression and has taken the necessary steps needed for improvement.
You know what it was, Doc? These three gentlemen will not leave without not knowing
how you feel.
How I feel about it.
How you feel.
Yeah. Controlling, willful, we can talk about all the things that is. That was happening to me.
Yes, yeah. So you have to express those feelings, otherwise, what will happen?
I'll implode.
Okay.
Or explode.
Okay. Talk about
that. But it would probably be implode.
I can understand the need for someone to let out their emotions, instead of bottling them up inside all the time. We, humans, are emotional and social creatures, so we're hardwired to express our emotions. Crying, for example, is an expression of one's emotions. Not a lot of animals cry. But most men, most of the time, don't have a lot of safe spaces to express their feelings freely without getting judged by other individuals.
It'll just take over you and you don't know what to do. Is that what you're saying?
It's going to be you before it's going to be me.
I hear a menace there, a menace to yourself, a menace to others.
Yeah, sometimes the acting out, it feels good. Sometimes it does. It does. I felt really good after that Migos thing. I did.
Okay.
I felt gratified.
It made you lose your calm and your grace and brought you to a moment of, where you say, insanity.
Yes, to a person that I do not want to be moving forward.
Why give them that power?
Good question. New perspective.
New perspective.
Haven't really looked at it that way, in the adverse way. To me, my behavior was the powerful behavior. Shit, to me, I wasn't giving anybody any power.
Perspective is very important. When you begin to see things from another person's point of view, you learn to understand why they feel the way that they do, hopefully.
So what can you do with this rage?
I need a battle.
You need a battle, or do you need peace?
Well, not peace.
But the man that you're talking about doesn't live 100% within you.
No, not all the way. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not all the way there.
Yes.
In my process. That's me learning.
Okay.
Still.
So how much of that arrested development of that boy that was acting out still lives in Mr. Button today? From 100
It's
from 0 to 100.
In thought, 70. 70%. 70 to 75% of the time, I'm doing a good job. The other 25%, my behavior is detrimental to no one but me. I will hurt myself. I will hurt others. I better call my mom.
To me, that says the gentleman is hurting inside and is acting it out unconsciously, to where that presence overtakes you and you're not even home. That 25% where you say, you're not even home, it's just...
Yes.
And you're off and running, and then rage.
Rage is the appropriate word. Yes.
The flip side, my man, is that when we don't know how to rule that line when it comes out, we end up hurting people we love and even ourselves. And that's why when you digress to just being this lamb in lamb mode all the time, eventually that line is going to come out because it's natural.
Right.
And that's what happens.
In deconstructed ways.
When we I got into it with my wife, man. Instead of just expressing how I felt, I hit my refrigerator. It's a dent still to this day. I won't replace it, because the way my wife looked in that moment when I was yelling at her, she was just saying she wanted to spend more time with me, but I heard something different, that I was doing something wrong again. I said, man, I can't never do nothing right, and hit the refrigerator. And she kept yelling, and we going back and forth, and I just got demonstrative. Wasn't used to this line. I was passive aggressive. When I saw my wife break down in front of me, just her spirit decline, I said, this will never happen again. I'm supposed to be your protector. You will never fear being in front of me. And she doesn't, but in that moment, I was very wrong. And so I started exuding this lion when he was needed, when